sort of the way I look at it is you have to first start with what does the market want, because you can try to do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then if that's not what the market is responding to or needing, then your business is going to go down, people will be impacted, et cetera. And we've had a big shift in our market. The shift has been from using historic data that was sometimes accurate, but too little, too inaccurate, to tons of new data coming from equipment and sensors and machines that is too much and too accurate. So you need software more than ever to be able to figure out what's that data telling me and how can I predict and prevent failures, which is what we've been trying to do since 1993. And so as the market shifted, we realized it shifting, and we took the minority investment from GE, and then we used that money to reinvest in the product and work with them. We got to know each other and got to know that it was a good fit. And GE is going through one of its changes, and they're one of the few companies that have been able to stay as one of the top major companies in the world for over 100 years, because as markets shift, they are sensitive, they watch, they look at where they can add value, and then they shift to that area. And so now they're remaking the company into a digital industrial company. New York Times had an article about a 100+ year software startup.
Right.
And so the beauty of what they're doing is they're realizing that the equipment, the data that the equipment produces is sometimes worth more than the equipment is. And so how do you figure out how to use that data to keep running and not have failures and those kinds of issues? So the shift for us was, how do we tie in to that source of knowledge and work together? And then the market's going to explode. They are projecting, GE is, that by 2020, the market for our asset performance management software, which is, we were one of the pioneers in, it's going to be $4 billion a year. And so you have to look at yourself realistically, and what was the movie that man's got to know his limitations? And you look at your limitations as a company and you say, yes, we're small and we're focused and we're growing, but are we going to grow fast enough to continue to be a market leader? So we believe this hookup allows us to be a market leader, and I think it's a unique situation where, what was it, in the 40s or 50s, GE built their first facility in Salem and really helped this area grow. And now they're coming here as one of their new business units and going to make a major investment in us, or have, and then we're going to continue to grow and make an investment in the software and this community.
So you see then growth for the company. You see growth in terms of employees, in terms of buildings. How does the average Roanoker see or feel this?
I think they'll see us grow. We will continue to be hiring and scaling. We've got about 160 people in Roanoke now. This is where we started, and we've got a total of 438 people, I think, as of today. And so, and then lots of contractors. And so that proportion, so you can't do everything from one site, you have to be able to scale. We're going to continue that growth. I think the other thing they'll see us do is, with the capabilities of GE and their research and development, we'll get much more plugged into Virginia Tech and work closer on solving some of these very complex problems with them collaboratively. And so I think it's a good thing for the region. I think it's good because people will see that you can start a little software company here and it can grow. It can become very valuable. Once it becomes valuable, then it can be an anchor for a major corporation to continue to grow in this area. And then you're going to be able to have a lot of additional career opportunities. And GE's got over 300,000 employees, so that opens up a lot of potentials that a 400-person plus company can't do. So that also plays in. And we're going to have a lot of senior people from GE and major corporations continue to come, and when they come to Roanoke, they always go, wow, this place is great. You know, I can't believe the beauty of it and how nice the people are. And so it's been a great place for us to grow a business, and we're very thankful for that.
And so I mean, if we're at 160 employees in Roanoke now, might that double over 5 years? Or I mean, what's the scale of that?
Yeah, I would think it would at least double in the next 5 years, and hopefully more.
And GE likes Roanoke, GE likes the feel of Roanoke, they want you to stay in charge here, that read, and so all that, this building continues to be here, that type of thing?
That's right. Yeah, we'll continue to operate out of here, hopefully be growing to some other buildings in downtown. This is a different business now than it used to be. So what I mean by that is factories were mostly capital goods, and so the key assets were those capital goods, and those capital goods could be relocated to other countries, to other locales even within the U.S. Now it's an intellectual property. It's the mental. It's not the hands. In the old days, they used to call people, factory workers, hands, because that's what they needed to use. And what we need is minds, and minds can make up their mind where they like to live. And we're well planted in the Roanoke Valley, and they understand that. They understand the value of that intellectual property, the value of what we've developed since 1993, and they don't want to see that dissipate, or what they just purchased then becomes less valuable.
Got it. So you're going to continue to be the CEO,
Right.
right? What will the company be called going forward?
It's still going to be Meridium Inc. It'll just be a GE company. And we've got a lot of brand in our little niche. We've got a lot of brand equity, and we'll certainly leverage that. But then we'll be able to incorporate into the bigger horsepower of GE and their marketing and their global coverage.
When will the impact of all of this, I mean, we had the announcement yesterday.
Yeah.
So, when does this actually really take place to where?
Yeah, it's taking place as we speak. We're starting the integration meetings because there's only so much you can do before it's done. Mm-hmm. And now we're starting to work through the integration meetings, figure all that out, rationalize leverage. But GE Digital is growing rapidly. It's the first new business unit in 75 years in GE. And they are given the mandate to produce products in the industrial internet, digital industrial world. And so this is not about a consolidation. This is about, wow, we can pick up this many people that know that much about this area, and then we leverage that knowledge throughout GE.
So help me understand GE a little better, because I've heard this described as a division of GE Digital.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, if I'm using the correct name.
Right.
And then there still is a part of GE that's machines and all the other things
Right.
that GE is traditionally been known for, right?
Yep.
So the whole company isn't scaling in this direction, but this is the part of GE that's growing and ramping up. Is that fair?
Well, it's interesting. This is going to be the digital software component to the rest of the business, but every business is being affected by the new sensors, the new types of equipment that are being made. So aviation, jet engines, they produce a ton of data every second on how they're performing, what are they doing. Locomotives, power, and all the traditional GE businesses are now being digitized. And so they're working on what's called a digital twin, which is when you create a product, you create a cyber version of it, a software version of it. And then the digital twin communicates to the physical twin throughout its lifetime. So you're getting constant feedback on how to improve that equipment, how to make it better. And instead of shipping it and then letting your customers fix it and take care of it. You're in constant communication, and that's the beauty of the internet and the ability to connect things together at such a low cost compared to what it used to be.
If you want to get some two shots through, that would be good.